Hello everybody, my name is Alex. Deep into the low mountains, the high-rise levels, imagine a country fitted in Southeast Asia with full of variety, coconuts, forests, tropical ones, Sabah and Hoi An, full of posts, full of people, a booming, a busting, a big heart city full of people. And that's Vietnam. But what if I tell you that's another country is also waiting to be also full of happiness and full of peacefulness? It's full of plants. It's always green, actually. Dublin is the main city. It's all have 4 hotels, 4-star hotels, and it costs about euros and much more. Today, I'm going to compare about Ireland and Vietnam. Well, first, let's see Vietnam as the matter of fact that its capital is actually Hanoi. It was the real Hanoi in the top of Vietnam. Just in the north part of Vietnam and in the south part of Vietnam, another city leaves behind, Saigon, which is a booming city too. And there's also Galway and Dublin, it too, in Ireland. Dublin is the main capital. And Galway is the most crowded and biggest city in Ireland. Street nights full of people going to cafes and talking about everything, about topics, hanging around, doing every stuff, walking about by tea, etc. Now, let's talk about the continents they're in. Actually, they're just right into each other. Asia borders Europe, and that meant that Europe has Dublin, and that meant that Dublin is Ireland, and Ireland is in Europe, and in Asia contains Vietnam, which meant that Hanoi is in Vietnam and Vietnam is in Asia. So, what that means is that Ireland is in just a small place with a small island with the green emerald, in Europe, and Vietnam is in Asia. So they're in different continents. What about the currency? The currency in Vietnam is actually just in Vietnam. There's no place else with that kind of currency. It's the dong. Sounds funny, right? Actually, it's not. Because for dong, people consider it in Vietnam as so important as they mark it for different and special numbers on different occasions every time. And Ireland, and they didn't even have the coins. Yes, they were so impressed about the dollar bills, so they removed the coins. No one knows why. Actually, in Ireland, it's have euros, which are more expensive a bit than dong, but I said that euro is also very, very good to and have a lot more money, right? They also have different languages and cultures as their people do different traditions like Tet inside Vietnam, or similar for the Chinese New Year, or St. Patrick's Day inside Ireland, where people eat special desserts of leaves and the shamrock. And also in Vietnam it's Vietnamese with ease, and in Ireland it is Irish with ish. And it's also in Ireland, it's just about 5 million to 10 million people living in it. But Vietnam is much more crowded. actually, it's about 9 times more crowded than Ireland. It's actually 90 million people. And the population still skyrockets at any time. In Vietnam, it's the 40th, about almost to the 40th ranking for the best place to live in. Meanwhile, Ireland went up by twice, which meant that Ireland is in 20th place for the best place to live in. Vietnam is special, but I know Vietnam can have a lot of similarities and differences to Ireland. But how are they alike? Well, the first thing to say that Vietnam is beautiful. Vietnam is actually very, very beautiful. Up in the lush green mountains, full variety of animals and plants, and forests inside hills. You can go to the beach. It's so calm. And there are quite a lot of people going to Hoi An, about a busy town where people just stay there at night and buy things if they want. It's quite crowded and it's quite very, very interesting to look at. But they also have weather that is good. In Ireland, in the middle of these years, they are hot. Almost like, but they all can have four seasons. Well, and they have good weather and peaceful people, and a lot of friendly and welcoming of them sometimes. And not a lot of people know. Let me tell you a fun fact. Not a lot of people know that Vietnam also have its own version of the Giant's Causeway. Well, there isn't much time to show you about the tale of the Giant Causeway, but Ireland have it. It's a bunch of rocks in a straight line. That is when a tale that says that a giant went to Ireland and from Scotland, and he wanted to kill a person, a man, and then the man hid food that like a pan and some sharp knives in them so that it can, and then the giant broke its tooth, and then he dashed all over the bridge that the man had made, and it collapsed, making the Giant's Causeway. And also, I think Vietnam has been inspired by Ireland's Giant Causeway, so they create one. And that's all. It's the version of the Giant's Causeway. Now, I know that what you're thinking about is Vietnam and Ireland, how they're alike and how they're different. This video shows you the differences and alikeness about Vietnam and Ireland. What country should you live in? So this is the end of this video, and thank you for watching. See you next time.